Good morning, everybody. Today I am doing another batch of my CBD RSO. You can see my cooker back here, my giant jar that I start with, and I want to show you some of the new methods that I use because my CBD video or my oil making video is one of my highest viewed videos, and I wanted to make sure I showed a few of the changes that I actually have done almost since that video, but I didn't ever have time to actually go back on and show the whole nother video. So first of all, I want to show you the difference. We're in my tent right now, so I started doing it first. I started doing it in my back carport area or back porch area, and it was just too windy all the time, and I didn't like how the wind could make stuff fly up and around in the area, so I moved it into my tent. So I have the area here clean, and I have it where the fan is actually blowing right now, so I'm trying to talk really loud. I have my oil just starting. It's in here just starting to get ready to boil there. And I wanted to show you the changes that I have made. First of all, I definitely use the isopropyl, but you can see here, this is Regent grade. That means it's good for cleaning stuff like scissors and your screens and that kind of thing, and or your bongs and bowls. And then here we have food grade ISO. That's what I use for my cooking of the oil. So here we are. We have the oil, we have our fan, we have my utensils. I have a silicone spatula, so it does not melt in any heat. It is very high heat. It's fine for high heat. And sorry, it's morning. And here I have my big glass jar where I start with my flour. And originally I filled it up with my food grade ISO and crushed it in there for only maybe a minute. Then I take this and I pour it through the strainer and the screen. So it has a cloth screen over it that's like for sifting flour or whatever. You can use it for many different things to do with like herbs and that kind of thing. It's almost like a tea bag type thing. So I just put that over it and use it and strain it like that. And then I take it and pour it through here. And then it goes into here. So it never sits on the flour. Okay, that's my point that I'm making, is I don't let it sit on the flour. The longer you let the ISO sit on the flour, the more it takes out, and then it takes out too much. It takes out the chlorophyll and turns green. You want it to be nice and brown. You do not want it to be green, because once it's green, it's taking out the chlorophyll and it's no longer getting any trichomes. Sorry about my stuffy nose. It's very cold. And here I have a regular pitcher for, just serving drinks at a party or whatever. And I put my strainer with my coffee filter over it, and then I pour it into here. And you can see the sediment that still comes out. So it's a lot easier. There's a lot less that stays in here, so it drains quicker. And it doesn't sit on the flour. The longer you have ISO sitting on your flour, the worse your stuff is going to come out. You want it to be quick. You want it to flip over to this pitcher, or not flip over, turn. You want to pour it into this pitcher and have it sitting by itself rather than sitting on the flour. And that's what I do. I pour it out of here as quick as possible and pour it into here. And I do 2 washes. I do another quick little wash, but I don't even do anything to it except for swish it around and then pour it back into here. And it's a nice brown green color, or a brown earthy color, not green at all. It's like a deep, deep color of brownish mud color rather than any green. And you can see this stays green. This is got all the chlorophyll, because you don't want the chlorophyll in it. You really don't. So that's what I've changed up, is I don't use the grain alcohol anymore, or the Everclear. It stopped being sold in California, and the lower grade alcohols don't break the buds up as easily and as nicely. You have to soak it for longer. If you use Everclear or grain alcohol or whatever other organic high strength like 100 proof alcohol, you're going to have to leave it in there longer because the isopropyl breaks it up better. It's like the benzene that is used in a lot of big companies that breaks it down really super fast, and that's what you want it to do. You want it to clean it and break it down fast, not have to soak in it. I like using my Everclear and grain alcohols to make tinctures. So that being said, those are the changes that I've made, and it comes out amazing. Then you just cook it on the white rice setting while it boils. See it nice and rapidly boiling. Perfect, perfect. And you can see it's not a bright green color. Look at that color. It is a dark, dark, muddy color. And that's what you want. And I'm going to turn this fan back up because it's starting to smell in here. And I'm probably going to end the video really quick so I can get out of here and let it do its thing. But you can see, I don't know if you can see the steam, but it comes off and it just goes right out the window. And I'm really liking that whole setup. So these are my updates about making my CBD oil. And the isopropyl food grade is the way to go. It does all the things you want it to do, and it boils off, because right now I'm going to go get a bottle of water and I'm going to throw my drops of water in, and that is the key way to make sure that all of the isopropyl is cooked out. So here, let me put that on pause and I'll show you. Okay, now see, I have my bottled water. This is how much water I put in. Just not even a whole capful. And I just open the top, and while it's boiling like this, I put in my drops of water. There you go. Boom. Done. Now it's going to boil throughout it, and it's going to make that oil really smooth, really good, really even, and it's not going to be all clumpy and weird. And yeah, it's going to come out amazing. And here, I'll show it to you one more time. Awesome stuff. So yeah, I'll probably do a quick little add-on that can show you what it's done, but I think you guys have all seen the oil when it's done, and if you haven't, go back and watch the, I think, 8-part video of when I made the original RSO. And there's a lot of comments on the isopropyl, a lot of comments on the utensils I use. I use a wooden spoon to mix it. I use the wooden spoon to hold it up because it's not, emitting any other thing. It's a high quality wooden spoon that's food grade. It's for your kitchen. I use the spatula that is silicone, and I use the isopropyl, and then I use the secret ingredient, water. It's not really a secret, it's the special ingredient that you really need, because if you don't, you really can't tell when it's done like that. I like being able to know that the water is going to be the last to cook out. And please excuse my stain table. That's not dirty, it's just stained from when I stained furniture on it. So yes, it's a clean table, and then there's paint, so please excuse all that. But yes, this is how I have updated my oil, and it's an amazing recipe. And just as long as you have this fan on and keep it air flowing, and no heat around, no fire, no flames, no nothing, and you're good. Nothing can happen if you do it like this and have no craziness, don't have your dog hanging around, don't have your buddies over, that are bumping the table. Just do this when you're by yourself and in a nice little spot where it can be air flowed through, and there you go, right out to the front yard. So there we are. And yes, those are empty gas cans that you just saw that were from my generator, and there's no way that they can catch on fire because they're pretty far away, and nothing's going to be on fire over there. So it's all safe, we're good, and this is how you can do this for your own self. And I guess I'm really not supposed to tell you to do it, but this is why the video is here. It's how to help you. So this is how I make my CBD oil that I take every single day, and it's amazing stuff. And I also give it to my dog for seizures, and she has not had a seizure in I think 3 years now. So woohoo! So happy oil making, and have a peaceful day. And please like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell for notification.